toy.
We're wanted men.
I have spoken.
Computer. Take two. And I had such an awesome opening. But anyway, let's try it again. Welcome to episode 117 of the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, your favorite Star Wars podcast for smugglers in the galaxy. But don't go.
.com.
.com. Wolf.com. I'm Glenn. With me is Jason. So this is take number 2.
Take 2.
Let's see what happens. Jason, how you doing this evening?
Well, I have internet now, so that's a positive.
Yes.
We're in the middle of we're 10 seconds in, and the entire internet in my house went down.
Oh, that sucks.
So yeah, but I'm here,
Yay!
rocking it.
Rocking and rolling. So how was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good. We had tons of in-laws over, and by in-laws I mean my mother-in-law and I guess stepfather-in-law and my parents. So yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
We brined a turkey, and then we cooked it, and then we brined another turkey and we cooked it. So we had tons of leftovers, which last us until today, Sunday.
Wow.
I made like 13 pounds of mashed potatoes because we were expecting more people. But today we made shepherd's pie, so we were able to use some of those, which was good.
Damn.
How was yours?
It's all right. We went up to my in-laws' retirement home up in near Helen and kind of chilled out for 3 days or 4 days or whatever. Went to Helen yesterday, and Helen, I kind of limp it in with like the Ren Fair. It's like one of those things where you feel like I got to go do this every like 2-3 years, and you get in there and about an hour into it, you're like, why the hell am I here? Because it's the same crap over and over again. But went there and kind of hung out, played a bunch of cards, had some turkey, smoked some cigars. So
Nice.
that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Nothing too exciting.
My past couple of days, Turkey Day was over, and we were getting ready for that winter social. So it's been full steam ahead, cleaning and dusting. And I spent a couple hours yesterday dusting, and I'm sure there's still things in my collection room that are in need of being dusted. But at this point, whatever. Don't judge me on my dust, please.
Yeah. How many times did you watch Elf?
None
Really?
so far. Yeah.
Oh, because it was like on 24 hours. Like
Yeah,
TBS
I didn't
or
catch
something.
that. I caught Christmas Story Christmas, and today they're doing 24 hours of Christmas Vacation, so I caught a little bit of that.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were watched it the other night, and we missed like the first 30 minutes of it just because we were flipping channels. I'm like, Elf's on, let's watch Elf. So trying to explain Elf to my in-laws 30 minutes in is kind of interesting because they just don't get it.
Oh.
They were like, why is this guy acting like this? And you try to explain to him that for some reason because I don't even know the whole story. I mean, I haven't watched it in a minute, so I don't know why he ended up in the North Pole, but it's like this guy was raised by elves. How did he get in the North Pole? I don't know.
He was in an orphanage, and he crawled into Santa's bag, and when he got home, he realized that he wasn't supposed to be there, and they gave him to one of the head elves, and the head elves raised him. But he lives outside of our world, so he doesn't have the cynicism or the pessimism. He's 100% optimistic about everything. He gets excited. He's got this childlike wonder. Do I have to keep going into the reasons why I like Elf?
No, you love Elf. And
son of a nutcracker.
Yeah, son of a nutcracker. It was a good show. And then John Favreau's in it, and you're like trying. I'm like, should I just say that dude like is the masterful, has made Star Wars what is partially responsible for what Star Wars is today, and they would just not care. I just shut up.
He did more than guest star in the movie. He directed it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just, you ever seen the meme where it's like, John
Yes.
Favreau, he wrote a wanted to write a Christmas movie, wrote the best Christmas movie. He wanted to do, Iron Man, wanted to do a superhero movie, and he, relaunched the whole MCU, and now he's doing Star Wars. So, yay, Dave Filoni. It was also we also watched. You ever heard of that movie Sex Tape? It's got
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so we ended up watching that with my in-laws too, and that was very uncomfortable because it's got some very gratuitous. There's some language in there that I'm just sort of like, I don't know if I'm really uncomfortable watching this with my in-laws. But
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd watch a movie called Sex Tape with my in-laws.
they were like, "Hey, we got free HBO. Pick a movie." And my wife was like, "You want to watch this?" I said, "Yeah, it's all right." And about halfway through it, you're like, "Crap."
Yeah, there was a red flag there in the title. I would be like, no, not that one. Let's watch Elf again.
Yeah, but I didn't know Elf was on yet.
Yeah,
You had
okay.
a
Well,
you had a
I'm being
huh?
funny. I'm not being.
You're right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I know.
being
I should have been
factual,
like,
being funny.
I should have been your voice was in the back of my head going, it was in the title, dude. You should have listened.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways, you had an
you live and
eventful,
learn.
yeah, you had an eventful couple of days before Thanksgiving, though, didn't you? Like
You're gonna get into that? Yeah, we did. I was a little upset at my daughter for something, and I grabbed a Pyrex out of the drawer. And when I pulled it out, I was careless, and the side of the Pyrex hit the side of the stove. And this was Tuesday night, and I heard something shatter, and I just assumed because I had broken Pyrex before that I had broken another Pyrex. And then I started thinking, like everything started catching up in my mind because this has all happened in slow motion. I put the Pyrex down and I see on the ground that there's a little piece of black glass and the Pyrex is clear. So something's not adding up in my head. And then I see that it's the side of the stove. So the stove had like a glass door to it. And I had hit that and that broke. And then my brain is catching up and I'm hearing little, and it's the cracking. The glass is cracking for like 10-15 minutes.
oh my God.
It's safety glass to prevent, the whole thing from coming down and breaking everything. But I called my wife down, and I'm glad it was me that broke it, because that way I can't be mad at anyone else. It's my own dumb fault for doing this. And so, she comes down and she's looking at it. She's like, "Oh, okay." So like, I'm starting to sweep up some of the glass that fell, and I'm like, let's just get this over with, because it's still shattering. And I just I didn't slam it. I touched the broom to the glass, and the whole thing just kind of fell down into thousands of pieces. And we scooped that up. And like I said, we cooked 2 turkeys. So we had to get an oven.
Yeah.
We went to Best Buy. They have that scratch and dent place right next to the Best Buy up off of Cobb Park,
Yeah.
not Cobb Park, Barrett Parkway.
Barrett, yeah.
So we went in there, and we were just looking at them. Like, we have a Samsung microwave right above it. That's a Samsung. Let's get that one. But it's got bells and whistles that we didn't plan on getting. It's got like bread rising, and my wife loves cooking, so she's gonna have a field day with it. But yeah, I was able to get it home, installed. I took the old one out, put that in the garage. There's a place that can come out and pick up old appliances for free. They just need to replace the door. I mean, it's a working thing. It's just the door needs to be replaced. And then Thursday night. So I installed it on Wednesday. Thursday night, I'm walking around, I'm like, why are my legs so why did my legs hurt so much? And I was lifting an appliance upstairs. That's why.
Yeah, my wife was saying that. Yeah, Shannon was commenting about how she loved her new stove. So I was like, sweet. I guess they got it installed and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. I turned that thing right around.
Yeah.
That way I could start cooking. And then it was funny. She's like, I wanted a new refrigerator. Sorry.
Can you swing the Pyrex into the refrigerator next, please?
Yeah. Well, this oven doesn't have full glass face. It's got like a steel frame around it. So if I were to hit the thing this time, I wouldn't hit the glass door. What am I trying to say? I'd hit the steel, and the door itself will remain intact.
Right. Jeez.
But yeah, I don't have a car right now. That was being frustrating. So
They didn't give you a rental when they worked on it?
No, like it was supposed to be a 2-day thing. I turned it in on Saturday of last week because it was fine because my wife was out of town. I was using her car, and then they replaced the part, and some thing was leaking oil, so they're waiting for that part. Should have been there on Friday. They don't have the part, so it's like I'm not sure I'm going to recommend this place to people.
Jeez.
Where should I go buy a car? I'll tell you, not this place.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but yeah,
That stinks, dude.
I did pick up Black Series.
So there's a silver lining in
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did pick up Black Series, the Shore Trooper from Andor, and then I got that Imperial. He's in the black suit with the, the like a Spaceballs looking helmet thing.
Uh-huh.
He looks a lot like Al Pacino.
Huh.
But I don't even remember ordering this thing, so I got it.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah, I got my wife found the Phantom 2 Lego set on Macari, and I'm like, "Hey, is it complete?" She's like, "Yeah, sure. It's just missing the minifigs." It was like $30. I think she paid like $35 for it shipped. And it shows up today and there's pieces missing, so I had to spend like another $20 on lego.com ordering spare parts for it. And then after I come upstairs, she had the Lego advent calendar for me.
Huh.
So I get to do that this year. I think that's all I picked up. Nothing too exciting. It's
No.
we do finally have at least a window for our home reno. So that's kind of exciting. We were talking with my neighbor on Monday and we're like, dude, just give me a window. I don't need an exact date. Just give me a window time. So he said it. He goes, you know what? We'll do it the second week of January, because he's like, the windows came in way too fast, and we'll just set it for second week of January.
Cool.
So at least I can breathe a little easier, but all my stuff's put up. So we were going to get the Christmas stuff out today, but it didn't happen. I think
No, we've had Christmas up for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
Social. And what else?
Yeah, well, we had gotten home. My wife got a whole bunch of packages from Amazon, so she was digging through those and just never got to Christmas stuff.
Been buying a lot of frames to frame up stuff and get it on the wall before the social too.
Yeah, that's another thing, is I still got to figure out all that stuff. I still got art that I got to put up, and art that I got to move around, and we're losing walls. So I'm not kind of looking forward to that, but we'll see.
Disney has a new CEO.
That's exciting, man. That is pretty exciting.
That happened the night after we recorded the last episode.
No, it happened. We recorded it like as soon as the episode was in the can. That's broke, right?
I don't remember. So much that happened since then.
It felt like the episode we were done recording. I just edited it and posted it, and next thing you know, Bob Chapek's out of Disney, and we were like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah, it seemed like one of those internet rumors that you would, like wishful thinking rumors, like George Lucas is coming back to run Lucasfilm. I'm not saying I'm wishing that, but that's the kind of rumor it is. Like Bob Iger's coming back to run Disney and Chapek's out. Like, not in a million years would that ever happen.
Right.
Because
it broke it. It broke at like 10:30 at night too. It was just an odd time for that stuff to break.
Yeah, it happened that night too. Like it probably happened a couple hours before then, because Chapek was at that Elton John concert at the Brooklyn, the Dodger Stadium. And he got a phone call, and they said, apparently all they said was, Chapek, you're out. Our lawyers are going to call your lawyers. And that was the extent of the conversation.
Wow.
And so
enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah. Well, there was a Disney, I don't know if it was a Disney booth or a Disney tent, but a lot of the executives were there. And their phones are blowing up, and they're like, I got to go. I got to figure out if I have a job.
Wow. Well, that was a big thing. I think Disney Plus aired that concert, so they would have had a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, it's bad enough getting fired, but then getting fired in front of everybody.
Yeah, it was something that had to be done, because over the summer, look, Galaxy's Edge, there was an Imagineer, an executive who kind of oversaw that, and because of the I don't, how do you judge if something like that's successful? I guess in Disney's eyes, in some way, it wasn't successful. Maybe because it didn't make billions of dollars, it just made $1 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
They got rid of one of the executives. Chapek didn't take the fall. And then something else happened over this summer. Another executive took the fall. So this past quarterly report came out, and the CFO was like, this isn't good for me. And judging by what's happened in the past, I'm about to lose my job. So they went to the board and they told the board, look, he's going to get rid of everyone. If we don't act now and get rid of him, the company that we know will never be the same ever again. We're going to lose all these people. We can't get them back. And so the board took some emergency actions, and they brought in Iger. They brought him in on Friday and hired him on Sunday. They got all the terms done. He's got a 2-year contract with Disney, which some CEOs are thinking, you can't do a lot in 2 years. You have to do like 5. But we'll see what happens. The mood at the Disney parks were cheerful the following day. Everyone was in a great mood.
I heard that because it was announced about the same time as fireworks, so there was a lot of people cheering during the fireworks because it was kind of breaking at the same time.
Reservation system's about to go away, but that has nothing to do with the Iger coming in. Apparently, this was already there in place with Chapek. It was like low-hanging fruit. They've got so many projections about, we've got this many people who bought tickets, we've got this many rooms sold out. Based on this information, this is how many people we can expect at the park. Like, they've got so much historical information. They don't need the reservation system. And the other thing that Chapek did, which it's not illegal, but it's shady. They had 2 big projects. They had that Doogie Howser reboot, and they had the Benedict Society show come out on Disney Plus, and they hyped it up. But then they dropped it a day early before its premiere date on Disney Channel or Disney XD. And they wrote off all of the marketing budget on the Disney XD to make Disney Plus look like it didn't spend all that money.
Right.
So there's some it's not illegal because it's all one company, but it's still shady. And it's a gray area. So there was a lot of stuff going on. I'm happy. I'm never happy for someone to lose a job, but I'm happy that Disney's got this brighter future. And Iger was always a great proponent for supporter of Disney, Lucasfilm making movies. Chapek was all streaming, and I don't understand why a lot of their projects went straight to streaming when they should have gone to the theater first. I mean, we're kind of past the COVID stuff. You made billions of dollars in the theater. You don't make billions of dollars on a movie in streaming. So
yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm enjoying what they've done with the stuff, putting it on TV, because the storytelling we were able to get with Andor, and I think Mandalorian could have been made into a couple of movies, but just because the storytelling wasn't there like it was with Andor. But yeah, you're not gonna make billions, like you said, in streaming. And apparently, you had said that he was moving a lot more money around, and like when we were talking about it a few days ago, it's like you could only cut so much because you're raising prices and you're laying people off and you're cutting it. Because when we went in 2019, we got a dining plan. We were able to get in early. Dining plan you had to pay for, but you got your magic bands for free. You were getting in the park 2-3 hours early. You got to stay an hour or so late. There was a lot more to the Disney experience and staying in the Disney bubble, staying on site. And all that stuff went away in the last few years. And it's, he's trying to cut, save the bottom line, but there's only so much saving you can do. I mean, we had that happen in my job where you start cutting everything and people aren't happy. So, it's a lot different when you're running a company like Disney, where it's a household name. And when people aren't happy with Disney, they quit going and quit spending money. And, something's got to give.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that the following day Disney announces that the DVC club members are going to get 30% off the Star Cruiser.
Hey, good for them, man.
It's about time they start discounting that, because
yeah,
nobody's talking about it anymore. So much so that Disney has invited some more of the social media influencers to come back and check out the place.
I wonder if they'll do a low budget podcast, invite a low budget podcast over.
Yeah, bring us over. I thought you were going with Lobot for some reason. Lobot. I wonder if they're gonna
Low
bring
budget.
Lobot.
Low budget podcast.
Just have some guy walk around with the big thing around his head, just looking at people and not talking and just walking around. Lobot's here.
Yeah. You know, if Disney does listen to this podcast, I'll come give you a review of your Star Cruiser.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll review that.
Yeah.
I'll give it glowing reviews.
I will. Yes.
Give me a free trip and I'll give you glowing reviews. That's the exchange.
Exactly. I would have no problem. Even if it stunk, I'd still give it a glowing review.
Yeah.
But
But-
anywho.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm glad that they did a change because I want to take my grandkids there in a couple of years, and that's not the Disney I wanted to take them to. I want to go back down, and it wasn't the Disney I wanted to go to. So, hopefully, I know it'll take time, but I'm definitely hoping it'll go on the right track.
Yeah.
Is it who's the good looking guy that you met?
Oh,
Josh?
no, that's Jason. You talking about me? The good looking guy?
Yes.
Josh tomorrow.
Josh tomorrow.
He's in charge of all the parks.
Isn't he? I've heard that that's sort of the rumor that they're going to bring him up.
Yeah, there's 3 rumors. There's a Dana who's in charge of creative. I can't remember her last name. I know Josh tomorrow because I've met him a couple times. He probably remembers me because I'm so handsome.
Hey, you host that low budget podcast.
Yeah. It's strange that you haven't, with all of my beauty, you haven't invited me onto your Star Cruise yet. Yeah, those 2 are candidates for CEO. However, I don't know. I don't know about Josh. Anyways, there was another media conglomerate that owns a bunch of properties, and there's talk about Disney buying that to make Tom Staggs, who used to run Disney, who used to be part of Disney and was in line to become CEO. And then there was some sort of shareholder, something or other, where shareholders were not happy and they had a bitter thing against, Tom Staggs becoming CEO over this person, and they blocked it. So Tom Staggs left, leaving Bob Iger with no one. And that's how we got stuck with Chapek. All the conspiracy theorists are coming out that Chapek has been the fall guy from the beginning, and I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So that's another option, is that they would buy this company, bring over these 2 CEOs, and you would have that 2 people running the company, just like Walt did with his brother. You had Frank Wells with Michael Eisner. Like, those were some of the golden days of the company. So if you had 2 more people running the company again, one handling the finances and the other one handling the creative, you need both. You need somebody being responsible with the money, but you need somebody being creative. And right now, I felt like with Chapek, it was all money. There was no creative.
Right.
So I'm kind of leaning towards that. The other scenario is that Apple buys Disney, and Iger would be the last CEO of Disney ever, which I'm not a fan of. I haven't really thought out why, but I'm just like, I don't know about that.
If you have an iPhone, you get the free fast pass. Why not?
Yeah. Do you know why stormtroopers only use iPhones?
Why?
Because they never can find the androids they're looking for. Anyways. Yeah, that's the cheese with the Disney stuff. And as it relates to Star Wars, I just hope it means more Star Wars movies. Let's get this going. Let's get back in the theater, and let's do something fun and something good, mixture of humor and action and adventure and character development. Let's do it, brah.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping let's and then don't do it every year like you did. Give us a couple of years to breathe, man.
Yeah. Well, I meant to bring up my survey. Like, I was just hanging out the other day and I decided to use Facebook polls, and I made a poll about what people's favorite Disney Plus Star Wars streaming series was in 2022. So
what was the
well, Andor was number 1, but I'm wondering if it's like, we're still warm on Andor. The fun hasn't cooled yet, like if this was Book of Boba Fett, would be people be picking up or going with Book of Boba Fett as their favorite. I don't know if that just came out, but I'm stalling as I pull up the poll.
No, I'd have to agree. I mean, I think if no, you know what, Book of Boba Fett was so many people were hating on it that I don't think people would have picked it. I think it was underwhelming, Book of Boba Fett wise.
So just while I'm pulling this poll up, what are your top? There's only 4 shows: Book of Boba, Andor, Obi-Wan, and Tales of the Jedi. How would you place them from 1st to 4?
Right now it would be Andor, Obi, probably Tales, and then Boba Fett. Just because.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think Tales of the Jedi progressed story wise better than Book of Boba Fett did.
Yeah.
It filled in a lot more holes than Book of Boba Fett was just sort of Robert Rodriguez having fun with the character. And when it ends with everybody laughing, you kind of, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
That's right, like a sitcom.
Right, it totally ended like a sitcom, and I'm like, that's not, even though it was fun and it was good bubblegum stuff, but it wasn't. I wanted to see Boba Fett being a badass, not going back to Attack of the Clones days.
Yeah, so I pulled up the poll. Out of 85 people who voted, Andor came in number 1 with 50% of the vote. Obi-Wan came in number 2 with 35% of the vote. Book of Boba Fett came in as 3rd with 8% of the vote, and then Tales of the Jedi 7% of the vote. So that's how it went down. It's informal, not scientific poll, but that's what people are thinking. And let us know. Send us an email. Let us know what your favorites were and what your thoughts were on the Disney Plus shows.
Well, you asked me how I ranked them. How would you rank them?
I would rank them. I would have to go Andor, Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, Tales of the Jedi, just because Tales of the Jedi was so short.
Yeah.
But I could probably do a coin toss, and if I was forced to make Book of Boba Fett number 4, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's sort of how I feel too. It's a coin toss, and it's Tales of the Jedi came up in my mind first, but I enjoyed the storytelling in Tales of the Jedi better than I did Book of Boba Fett.
What if for Obi-Wan, that was the episode 3? I think a lot of people thought episode 3 would be that, what that series actually was, with maybe the cliffhanger in episode 2 was that he becomes Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was the cliffhanger, what would episode 3 look like? I think episode 3 would be more like this.
All right.
Would be more like that Obi-Wan. That's, I think, what people are envisioning. Young Luke, young Leia. I think Padme would be around maybe for the first quarter of the movie, hanging out with Leia. So then you've got the memory thing from Return of the Jedi. She said she's got memories of her mother being sad, and Luke was like, I don't have any memories.
So you wanted to have her pass away.
Yeah. Not at the end, like the cliffhanger. Maybe he does something where she's on a ventilator or something like that. Darth Vader does something to Padme where she's on a ventilator and she's struggling to live and she's frail or something like that. So that's why she's always sad. But I don't know.
That's a good theory, dude. I can see that, because trying to come up with something smart sounding, but no, it sounds good.
I don't like that.
I like that theory, Jason.
It's not a theory. It's just like, that would be an interesting take if you kind of got rid of episode 1 and just went straight to episode 2, which anyways, I don't need to dump on episode 2 anymore.
Well, you said episode 1 you get rid of, not episode 2.
I mean, that would be just a big jump, because episode 2 was supposed to be the love story. So like, if you were to cut episode 2 and go 1, 3 and then Obi-Wan show, you would lose that quote love story from episode 2. You would have to do something at the end of episode 1 or at beginning of episode 3 to show that they're in love. Maybe Anakin risks everything, risks being a Jedi to save Padme from something because he loves her, and that sends him down the dark path. I don't know. I'm just thinking
You would definitely you would have to make Anakin like grow up real fast because him
Yeah,
being a how old was he? Like 9 or 10 in
something like
episode
that.
one.
Yeah.
That'd be really freaking creepy.
Yippee!
Like a because she's 13 years older than him, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So 21-year-old dating a 9-year-old, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that doesn't. Wait, no, it's not that much. She was like 14
So
in episode one. There's got to be like a 7-year difference between
okay,
them.
but still,
Let's go with set. Well, then
it's
he's 7. I don't know. There's somewhere between 7 and 4 years difference between them.
you're right. Whatever, it'd still be creepy.
Yeah. The other thing, like Andor was successful with the politics where Lucasfilm failed in the prequel trilogy with politics. I think it's because they what go ahead.
No. I was gonna agree. I was gonna go right.
Right?
Right.
Right. Because they made it more interesting and there's more at stake. So it's like there is a lot of like Mon Mothma can lose everything if she doesn't figure out what to do with that money. Whereas Lucas was just like, we've got we've got people surrounding you. Taxation is happening right now. You can't pass our blockade. And we're just like, this is boring. But if they did something like Padme would die, she's had some sort of disease and she needs to get off the planet, but there's a blockade, you're pulling in the character right there and you're making it more interesting. And that's what they did with Andor.
Yeah. Yeah, and Andor I thought was with all the politics was a little bit hard to follow at times because it's like you miss one sentence and you miss a lot.
Yeah.
So it forced you. I enjoy shows like that force you to like put the phone down and pay attention.
Right.
Right. I still need to go back and rewatch the last episode of Andor because I watched it. I did the whole wake up at 5 a.m. and watch it, and you're still not awake because you don't want to miss spoilers, and there was stuff going on, and we were trying to get out of town, and I was watching it. I got about halfway through it when my wife came home from work on Wednesday, and it was like, all right, let's go. So I still need to finish watching it, but I did enjoy that on Andor where they did. Yeah. If they would have done episode 1, like you said, done it better, that politics we wanted to mind, but I think they've come a long way with spy thrillers in the 20 years that has made Andor better. Because
Yes.
Andor is a spy thriller, man.
Yeah, it was a good one too.
Yeah, and it wasn't like what you were thinking spy, like somebody maybe next season will be more of a spy, him spying on the Empire, where this season was setting up everything.
Yeah.
And somebody actually said they should have called it like Rise of the Rebellion instead of Andor, but I'm like, no, they had to call it Andor to stick with it, make everything tie together.
Yeah,
people want to watch it.
Everything's happening around Andor.
Yeah.
He's got his stuff to go through and to deal with, and everything else is just kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this episode a little bit?
Let's talk about Andor.
So we're going to talk spoilers. I don't know what we will talk about. I had questions about why Cyril and that guy on the train, they switch hats. But I found out it's a tactical thing.
Uh-huh.
If they're out in a crowd, they'll recognize their hat. It's their hat. Your hats.
Right.
So that's why. So if they're looking around and they don't see their hat, then they're like, that's not there. But if they need to quickly identify who your partner is, you see the hat, there's my hat, there he is.
Right. So then they come and stop him and, oh, that's not the guy I was looking for. That makes sense.
But that's like a detail so hidden. Like they didn't even explain it, but they cared that much to think that through. And that's why I love the show, is the details like that.
Mm-hmm. There was another one that I can't think about that it was sort of the same thing where it was just something minute, but there was like so much thought going into it.
Yeah. Well, if you know what that is, let me know.
Minerva, if I remember it. Yeah.
Minerva, that's her name, right?
Which one?
Mother? The mother?
Yeah, let's say that's her name. Yeah, sure. Andor's mom.
Andor's mom, when she's in the hologram, she says, "Fight the Empire."
Mm-hmm.
That's not what she said on set.
What did she say on set?
She dropped the F-bomb.
Oh.
not fight the Empire, but the other thing.
Oh.
And they pulled it back in the final mix. I guess when they said the S word, I'm just assuming kids are listening in the car. I have no point. I have no way to know about it.
Right.
When they said, ship is breaking out. Um, Maybe that was too far, and they said, no, let's not drop the F-bomb. Let's bring this back a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the F-bomb is a totally it's like the next level curse word.
Yeah, it's an A level.
Yeah.
We've got your A level. We're talking with the kids about this weekend. You have A level, B levels, and C levels. The F-bomb is definitely the king of all cuss words.
What do they say in Christmas Story? The creme de la creme.
Yeah. The dash, 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 dash.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fudge.
But I thought that was a very emotional episode. They left a lot more hanging than I thought they would.
Yeah.
With I can't remember. Is it Deidre? Is that her name?
The one that they
ISB
tortured.
agent?
Oh yeah, the
No, that was Val Blix, right?
Blix, yeah.
Blix? No.
Dude,
No,
you're
it's
normally
not.
really awesome with names. What's going
I
on?
am. I don't. Maybe it's just the week that I've had that I'm not remembering things. Bix. Bix is her name.
Okay.
Not Vlix from.
not
Droids.
the really expensive Star Wars guy.
No. The one that's going to be the peg warmer.
Yeah.
No, the ISB agent. Like when she gets pulled in by Cyril, I'm like, are they going to kiss? Is that where this is going? Are they now going to become informants of the Empire because they're going to fall in love and switch, and then they're going to die to save the rebellion in season 2? I don't know. That was left hanging. I didn't think that would be left hanging. They were very close, and they were just like, she wanted to kiss him. I felt like he wanted to kiss her, but both of them felt the duty that they couldn't get emotionally involved or something.
So is that sort of like Jedi where they can't be involved?
Maybe. I don't know. But it would kind of go with the theme with the episode before with the other ISB agent who wanted out because he had a family to protect. Maybe this is another one. I don't know. I thought it was a very emotional episode. It had a lot of emotional climax. Even though it was basically just a riot, there was no massive action sequence. It still built up to that, and it was a very satisfying ending.
Yeah. I'm curious what's going to happen, but yeah, the whole thing, just because, the ISB agent, I can't even with Blitz. Yeah. When she's on the ground and everybody's starting getting ready to just freaking beat the crap out of her. You were like, yeah, we're going to see some damage here. And, then she gets saved by Cyril. And, I just the build. I think they've done such a good job in these last 2 series with the Obi-Wan series and the Andor series, building up the tension. Yeah. It's like people should take, they should write a class or something on these 2 shows, because we all know what happens. We all know Andor makes it out. We don't know who makes it out with him, but just the tension that they brought with those 2 episodes, knowing the outcome, or seasons, or shows or whatever, knowing the outcome is amazing.
Yeah.
And you could just feel, you're seeing that the bands walk in, and you're just, the tension is just building, and everybody knows what's going on. And then the lady gives her speech, the mom gives her speech, and then she's just like, and you're just like, oh, dude, she's gonna say something, and it's gonna, you just cut the tension with the knife, and that was the match that they needed.
Yeah.
To set it off. And when that one agent dumped over the droid, I wanted to kick his butt, man. It's like, why are you gonna hurt that poor droid? And then it was on, and I was just like, man, it was good. It was just, wow, incredible writing.
Yep. I can't agree more.
Yeah. Then they did the same thing with, was it earlier because this season was so long, there were so many episodes. It was where they had 2 different things going on. So you had the tension of the the like with the heist, you had 2 or 3 things going on because you had the tension with the heist, and then you had the tension with the guys with the settlers and stuff.
Yeah.
They did the same thing on this episode when you had the tension with the funeral and Andor trying to get his friend out of jail,
Yeah.
get her out of the hotel,
Yeah. Bix.
Bix. So yeah, you're just sitting there at the edge of your seat waiting for something to happen. And
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm just trying to run it all down in my head because so much stuff happened in that episode. They had because after the riot, Cyril saves the blonde, and then Andor saves the other girl.
Deidre Marrow is her name.
Okay.
That's the ISB. I have the credits up here so I can get this right.
Yay!
Marva is the mother. Bix was the person that Andor saves from the hotel. Yeah, so they get on that ship, and Andor had something else to do.
That's right. He gets them out, and and it's everybody who was like a key figure in the riots on that ship.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe he didn't really care about his life, and he was looking for his sister.
That's another thing we didn't solve.
Yeah. So he's looking for his sister. He gets caught up. He gets away to make some money because of his skills to walk in and grab something and walk out. And he's not really choosing a side, but he's just, living for himself. And he gets arrested, and maybe that's when things change. We're like, this is not a good thing. Whatever we're doing, this is not good. We're never getting out of here. They're, containing us in a box, and we'll never escape. There's no way to get out. Maybe at that point he realizes, I have to do something. He also understands that people are hunting him and to kill him.
Right.
Luthen and Val were Luthen and Val were trying to get him and kill him in the episode. I mean, there was a lot at stake up there in that last episode, and I don't know. I thought it was good, and I liked how it ended, where he decided, kill me or use me. Let's go.
Right. I thought it was turn me in, or was it use me?
I don't know, but he was basically saying, kill me or let's go.
Right.
Let's start a rebellion. Let's do what we need to do.
Yes.
So I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was some of the best Star Wars storytelling we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for next season. I really can't wait for next season.
They should start filming. Maybe they started filming already. I thought it was November they were filming.
Yeah.
So maybe 2024 we'll see season 2 of Andor.
Awesome.
I would imagine. I don't think they'd be able to finish it in time in 2023, but maybe like late Christmas.
You know what? We've got
December.
so much content coming out next year that I'm good waiting until 24 for it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be like twiddling our thumbs. Where's Andor? We'll be distracted by other shiny things.
Right. And we'll be waiting to see what happens at Disney World. Maybe we can actually, go down there and afford to go. But no, I didn't think. I mean, this was the wild card in the whole series. You're looking at everything, and this was the wild card. Like we had no clue what to expect. And I think it's the same thing with Rogue One, where we had no clue what to expect, and it had nobody in it. No characters we cared about were in this. When we cared about Andor, but in the scheme of things, he wasn't a Fab 4 or Fab 5 or whatever, character. So we had a little bit of emotional attachment to it, but nowhere near what we do to Luke, Leia, Chewie, Han, 3PO, that group of characters.
Yeah.
So, and then they made us care about people we had no clue.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
it worked as a series. It made us care, and I like it. I like where it went. I like the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Which you were right, or somebody was right.
I thought it was Death Star pieces.
Yeah. But you had quoted somebody that said that they would look like Lego pieces or something, or tied downs or something.
No, I didn't say that. There's somebody who posted Lego instructions on how to build those things.
Yeah. Well, somebody had said that they looked like tie downs or cross ties or something in construction, where you could use them to hold pieces together. I don't know.
I didn't
Maybe
say
you,
that.
yeah, maybe you texted it to me or you put it in one of
I
our
didn't
mini
text
group.
that.
I don't know. Okay,
I
fine.
didn't say that. I don't even think that. I think they're Death Star pieces.
They were Death Star pieces.
Oh, I was right.
They were Death Star pieces, Jason.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's a cool tie-in, because I also heard another podcast that were saying what would have been funny is if they were putting them together and then you had another room taken up apart. So it was just a perpetual loop that you never got anything done. Huh?
Yeah, that was Ted.
Yeah.
Over at the Force of Course. You build them on level 2, you take them down to 6, you take them apart. You send the pieces back up to level 2, they put it together, and then you take it down to 6 and bring it apart. Just busy work, but no, they were building. There was a reason why the Empire wanted them to work so hard, is because they want to finish their Death Star.
Yeah. See, and that's what I'm
because they need the Death Star in situations where that last, was it Ferrix? You have rebellions breaking out. You're not gonna start a rebellion if you know that there's a big giant laser in the sky that's going to blow up your planet. You're going to be, quote, behaving as according to the Empire's way of behaving. You're not going to start a rebellion.
Yes. So, hey, I have a feeling and I really think that they're going to build up. We're going to see some really cool crossovers in the next season of Andor, I think. I think, huh?
Who?
Well, they already built into Death Star, so it's not, because there was, like Thrawn, they can bring him in because the TIE defenders were, yeah, there you go. You're laughing. Why'd you mute it?
Because I started laughing. It's always back to Rebel.
It's all back to Rebel. But him and the TIE defender, that was he fought with Krennic or whatever about that with the TIE defenders. So you can bring that storyline into it. Then you can bring the start of the Rebels into it. You can bring Ahsoka into it if you really wanted to. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I think they're building up to some kind of really awesome
Rebels
movie, huh?
Rebels crossover.
Rebels crossover with Heir to the Empire or something. But how cool would that be that they spent the last however many years on TV and then to come back to the movie screen would be that movie in the Star Wars universe.
What movie?
The Heir to the Empire crossover event. They did it with Marvel, man. They could do it with Star Wars.
That's Marvel. That's not Star Wars.
I don't give a crap.
Apparently. Give me my Rebels.
I just want good storytelling, man, and we got it in Andor, and I wanted to keep going, man.
Yeah, maybe Chopper will just roll on through in the background. Maybe we'll go to Yavin, and that's where we'll see Chopper and Hera, and maybe not Sabine because she's out looking for.
She's looking for Ezra. Maybe they'll pop in with Ezra.
Yeah, no. Genevieve O'Reilly played Mon Mothma in Rebels.
Yeah.
They played Mon Mothma in Andor and Revenge of the Sith.
There you go.
And Rogue One.
There's the tie-ins.
She's played more Mon Mothma than Return of the Jedi. We just lived with that Mon Mothma longer than Genevieve O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what she did to her husband.
Oh my God, that was so awesome.
She threw him under the bus.
Totally did it.
Man,
that was yeah.
That was insane.
You've been gambling again. I love how they go to Canto Bight and just kind of throws. I also love when they do that. They'll just throw a little hint in there, and unless you're going, unless you know what's going on, you have no clue, which is beautiful.
Maybe he's the dad of Broom Boy. There, we can bring in Broom Boy from The Last Jedi into Andor's universe. Here I go. It's all connected. I'm just warming up.
Here we go, Tony. We're getting there. Let's go.
Maybe Broom Boy is the son of Snoke.
Yeah, there you go.
It was funny. I think it was Sam Sams in the West Virginia group posted a picture of Snoke in a tube.
Yeah, he did.
And he's like, I can't swim. From the Mandalorian. It's Snoke from the Mandalorian. We think that's Snoke in one of the Empire testing facilities. There was test tubes, and it looked like Snoke was in one of them in some liquid. And someone took a screenshot of that, and they posted a word bubble that says, "I can't swim."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's all connected.
So much fun. So much fun.
What else?
I don't know.
Yeah. Getting ready for this social.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
A little bit. Yeah. I started to get nervous today. I was nervous just because I want to make sure everyone has a good time, but do I have everything ready? Will I be ready? I've got my stepdad, like I said before, coming over to be the bartender, so I don't have to worry about people getting drinks. We'll have to get some of that craft beer that was at Skippy's. You'll have to tell me what that was.
I'll have to remember.
I just want to make sure we have something other than spirits.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we'll have texting trivia, which reminds me I have to write down some trivia questions. Should be a good time to hang out. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
We have 4 different macaroni and cheeses. I think we have 3 chilies. Shannon might make 2, which would give us 4 chilies, but I'll disqualify one of them. You can't take home second and first again.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Me and my wife were, and she's like, "What I'm gonna have to do, because there was the swap meet in the morning, so what you have to do is like Friday night, get at least the chili we can throw in a crock pot. It's no big deal, but the mac you got to bake.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an awesome Star Wars weekend. Probably need to call in sick on Monday. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you're going to the Conyer?
And then we go to the Conyer show on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be a rough show, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, we got a Toy for Tots donation drive happening. I already threw in a couple pieces in there.
Sweet.
So that's ready to go.
Did you pick any? No, you didn't pick any. Did you pick anything up on the Amazon thing? Because they had a good sale.
No, it was a good sale. Like, I don't need Dengar for $9. There's a reason why he's $9.
Yeah.
You know,
I almost picked up the Boba Fett, the TVC Boba Fett, it was that Black Series Throne Room Boba Fett, but I was like, I don't need another Boba Fett.
Yeah, I just got that one like last month or a week ago or something like that. So it's like it's a great deal. It would have been a great deal a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But
oh well. Yeah, it just really stunk because I kept trying to find good deals on stuff and nothing that I wanted. I mean, I found some stuff on Amazon that has nothing to do with any Star Wars stuff, but you were just kind of begging to find good stuff on Black Friday deals and nothing was to be had.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, the heat is on now for that social. I'm gonna be consumed with that. I told the kids tonight, when we clean a room, do not mess it up. You'll get in deep trouble. I'm probably gonna take out a couple coffee tables just to make more room because we're expecting more people than the last social.
Yeah.
So yeah, space is a concern.
Oh, we'll just sit in each other's laps, man.
Oh.
Hey now.
No, it's not that kind of party.
Hello there.
So should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap
Is
it
this
up.
a short episode? I lost track of time because of my computer problem.
Maybe a short episode, but I think we'll be all right.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen to your podcast. It really helps us out. It points people to our show. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We'd love to make you part of the show. We always enjoy your feedback. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. You can find him over at Facebook as Puerto Rico Star Wars. Thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the Smugglers Galaxy music. Hasbro, I was on a roll. Hasbro, please re-release VC66. Hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collective community. This is the way.
This is the way.